Yeah. And honestly, I thought the Lorenzo Truck Simpson and Vladimir fight was gonna go into overtime. Like,
Uh, I think, I mean, it could have went into overtime by some views, but at the same time, it was a fair call, you know. Yeah. The guy he stepped on the gas in moments a little more than Truck, but Truck was throwing the harder, you know, more effective shots. So it's whatever the judges like at the moment, you know, and you know what.
um, I had right away, Truck winning the first two rounds. What was the game plan? Because I seen that there wasn't too many adjustments being made into the fight.
The game plan was what he was doing in the first round, you know, boxing and turning, using his angles. But if you listen to the fight, I don't know if it was the end of the third or the fourth. You heard Lorenzo say the boxing is dead. I can't because he fucked his foot up, you know, and he couldn't move. So if you listen to the fight, he said he can't turn. He had to stay there with him. So when he sat there with him, that's where he got, you know, that was his fight. That was his opponent's fight, and he out hustled him.
Right.
You
So
know?
what happened to his foot? Did he sprain
Well,
it?
we're not sure if it's fractured or what. He's supposed to be going to the hospital when he get back here. So we'll find out between today. They might come back today. But he's been in his room since, you know. I left yesterday.
You left yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's good news because now nobody's really speaking upon that. So now
Yeah.
that
You
that
know,
I
you know,
understand why he was walking them down.
a lot of stuff we ain't talk about right there at the fight. You know, the outcome is the outcome. But yeah, he could. If you go back and listen to the fight, he said the boxing was dead. He couldn't move it. You know, couldn't move on his foot. So that's the history of boxing, man. It happens. You know.
hmm hmm Yeah, I seen round three. Well, not even round two. I heard you saying, let these combinations go.
Yeah, up your punch count.
Right,
That punch
right.
count. The dude was a hustler, man. He's a hustler. You know.
100%, 100%. You know, it seems to me that he kind of fought the tank fight, kind of like a tank fight.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. You know, a lot of people said that. And round, I think going into round three, I told him round four. I told him we got 9 minutes left. No, it was 8 rounds. The last 3 rounds, I told him we got 9 minutes left, man. The fight was close. We got to turn it up and use your angles. But again, he couldn't move on his foot. You know.
Mm. Yeah, man, you're definitely a real one. Just to say that that you felt like they made the right call, and you're not making any excuses as
No,
well.
no excuses. No excuses. It's boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the fight is close. You don't know what judge is looking from what angle. You know, even if your punch is not landing, if the judge looking at you from your backside, it look like the punch is landing. The judge gonna write it down. So that's boxing.
walk me down. Like, obviously, you guys are a team. You and Coach Calvin are you guys speaking to each other as well as while Truck is fighting? Or you guys really trying to yell the messages to Truck right live, or
In
both?
between rounds, we speak. Depends on what's going on at the same time. While I'm watching Chuck fight, I'm keeping my look at his face and eyes while the fight going on, so I could be ready for whatever happens when he get back to the corner. So
Yeah,
we're not,
because you're handling all the face stuff.
I'm not taking my eyes off him, but I hear Calvin's, you know. But at the same time, I'm watching Chuck throughout the fight.
Yeah. One point in time, like I said, round two, you're telling Truck to shoot the combinations, and then round three comes, Calvin says be more selective with your punching. Kind of confusing a little bit in my behalf. Is that more like being selective with your with your kind of combinations? Did you guys feel like you guys were in a common ground
I think I
when it
think
came down
I
to?
think Chuck, I mean Calvin meant don't just throw anything. Place your shots. know where you're trying to put your shots at, because at some point both of the fights were just winging. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to control it.
Um, the the jab was kind of like out the picture in the fight. Um,
That's right.
is that something that you were trying to kind of implement it, or was that not?
That's what I wanted to go back to, but again, he couldn't. He couldn't. Use the floor like he wanted. It was.
So we talking that it must have been his lead foot. His lead foot was
Yeah.
hurt, or the back.
It was a lead. I think it was the back foot. The back foot.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, like now the fight ends. Um, do you got like? Do you believe it's going into overtime? How do you know when it's not going into overtime? How do you know?
You the side judges. They'll tell you.
Right
You know,
away?
keep the gloves on or take the gloves off.
Okay.
For a moment, it was like keep your gloves on. Even they said keep your gloves on. Don't take them off. Keep them on. Then they finally said take them off.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it was back and forth.
Yeah. Uh, Vladimir Hernandez is a guy that he kind of this ain't this ain't new for him to be able to take a guy off of a streak. He basically is the underdog. And he surprises people. Would you guys like to entertain a rematch eventually?
Man, it's already in the talks, man. It
It
was
needs one.
before we got out of the damn ring. you know, One thing about us, man, we ain't picking nothing, man. We rumbling, we rumbling, man. Yeah,
So you believe, like we would see a completely different truck
yeah,
if his foot's not
yeah,
hurt. He's
for sure.
boxing different,
Yeah, he definitely moved. He used the ring. He can do it all. But shit,
right?
man.
Yeah. It was. I was like, he could definitely walk him down, but he could definitely box his ass too. Like
Yeah,
that could be
yeah.
definitely plan number one. And then break him down slowly, like spurts, walk him down into spurts.
He couldn't even like on the inside. He couldn't roll his shoulders like he wanted because he couldn't shift from foot to foot. It was a lot. It was a lot going on.
How does, and better than not just you guys with great sportsmanship, you develop that in with your fighter too.
Yeah,
Truck has great sportsmanship towards the end of the fight.
yeah.
He left a great message on Instagram. Um,
I didn't see the
speak.
message.
Oh wow, yeah, it was very professional. He thanking everybody,
Hmm.
thanking all the fans for all the support.
Hmm.
Stay on the side that you feel like you want to stay on. A lot of people have negative things to say. You know how it is. This is
Yeah,
boxing.
situations, times like this, you learn who smiles in your face, but really, wish the worst for you.
Pretty much.
Because there's people that smile in your face. You should do this. You should do that. You know,
100.
try to catch fighters.
Uh,
They try to catch fighters when they down. To pull them from you. The same people that smile in your face. That's the history of boxing, though. Then you learn who you are. That's when you start leaning away from those type people.
yep, exactly. Uh, the real ones will stick by your side. Yeah. Um, I loved it. I loved the fight. It was very entertaining.
It was. It was.
Regardless if he had his leg hurt, very entertaining. I didn't even see that.
What
I
his
legitly,
leg? It was his foot. It wasn't his leg.
yeah, my bad. His
Yeah.
foot, like that was he pretty much. I thought for real, like I didn't know nothing was wrong with his foot, but that's good that he didn't show it in the fight as well.
Right. Normally, I wouldn't even want to talk about it because outcome is the outcome, and move on. Move on to the next. Life goes on.
Yeah. Do you believe that uh Vladimir Hernandez is more of a durable guy than what you guys thought, or do you think that he could stop him in the next time around?
He's doable. He's very doable. And going into this fight, it wasn't even about trying to stop him. It was about the game plan was the boxing, but we couldn't box him.
Right, right. Um, gas tank conditioning.
Yeah,
People come into this fight knowing that you know Chuck is not really throwing in as many punches as he used to when he first started. Um, Gearing up to camp is everything good? Is everything on
everything,
schedule?
yeah, everything was good in camp, man. Good camp, good camp.
Cause like I seen that he got rocked in the second round, and it felt like it took some steam off of his punches. Um, but in the same time, he gathered himself together real well. From round three, he went back at it
Yeah,
again.
it comes with the territory. You get rocking, you shake it off and do what you do. The only problem we had was his foot. We couldn't go with the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, but getting rock comes with the territory.
facts.
You can shake it off, and if the
The
rest of them
next
go down.
round, the next round.
Yeah.
Um, so your plans is probably the next fight to
Um,
rematch Vladimir
not
Hernandez.
sure, but we would love to. We got to see where we go from here.
Um, did you talk to some of the handlers from
No,
OTX that you guys
no,
were happy?
not yet. I haven't heard from him since I got back.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
sure we'll talk
So
over the next week or two, though.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like to see that rematch. I'm dying to see that
Yeah,
rematch. That's when you know it's a good fight.
that fight there remind me of so much of when Ray Leonard first fought Duran,
Durant, the first
the
one.
very first fight. That's what it reminded me of.
I can understand
Yeah,
that. I can understand that.
yeah.
The No Mas
That
fight. No, what was the second one or the first one? No, well, the
first one,
second one was a
the
little
very
one
first.
side. The second one was one
Yeah,
side.
it was the very first one. It reminded me of that.
Right. Um, yeah, back to the drawing board. I think that he'll be just fine.
Yeah,
Like I
so,
said, a lot of people didn't know what the outcome of the fight was going to be, to
yeah,
be honest.
yeah. It was close. It was close.